And then I remember that I got the most improved player in like 2003 or something like that. And I just wonder this strange coincidence that my mum was doing the coach at the time.
Whoa, hold on. Just to clarify, we had more than one coach. That wasn't my dad.
Yes. Yeah, we're not like stepbrothers or anything like that. Hi, I'm Matt. I'm a 30-something with a 4-year-old stepdaughter and a newborn baby.
And I'm Daniel. I'm a 30-something and I've had kids for a while, ranging from toddlers to teens.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, at whatever time you are listening to. Welcome to another episode of Ramblings of Dad Men. We are two men drinking beer in our jammers, talking about parenthood. How are you, Daniel? You all right?
I'm good. Who's the other man?
I don't know. How's your week? I've had a very disappointing week. I've just opened a packet of Oreos. I don't know if you can hear that on the mic there. And they're not double cream. That's very disappointing.
They're not what?
Double cream? Have you never seen the double cream Oreos?
No, what the fuck are them?
Well, they're Oreos, but they have double the cream in them.
So the fatter.
They are fatter. They are more calorific.
Oh, okay. No, so I didn't know that was a thing. I'm not an Oreo aficionado, unfortunately.
Well, see, Oreos, fortunately, are vegan. So it's one of the only sweet things I can eat. But yeah, how's your week been, mate?
Busy with work, as usual. But I've had quite a good weekend on balance. Good. Yeah. You?
Good. So yeah, decent weekend. Again, just Monday to Fridays and Monday to Fridays. And that's kind of about it. We're trying to go out with Robin at least once a day. So if I take a lunch break, I take half an hour or whenever, or I go after work, we tend to go on a walk to try and get Robin out of the house and have some vitamin D. But this weekend, it's been pretty good.
Yeah. What have we done?
Well, should we just get into parents' highs and lows straight away?
Okay, yeah, go on if you want to, if that links to what you've done this week.
Yeah. So we've had our parenting highs. We took Flossie and Robin, obviously, to a play centre this afternoon. It is this huge warehouse over in Burscough, and it mustn't have been opened very long, but it was a massive inflatable play centre with lots of 30-foot slides, lots of 3, 4, 5 stories, kind of like playgrounds and stuff like that. So Flossie's had an amazing time. It was manic, lots of feral children all over the place, but Flossie seemed to enjoy.
What I find really funny about those places is girls go in all girly and in dresses and stuff, and then within about 20 minutes, when they come back to you, they're just covered in absolute sweat.
Oh, Flossie ended up taking her dress off. I mean, she had leggings on and a t-shirt underneath, so it's not as bad. She looked normal. But you were allowed in for 2 hours, and you got like a wristband, and the wristband lights green. Anyway, one of the main points of this play centre is that there's certain specific places where only bigger children can go, and for one specific bit you have to be over 3 foot, which Flossie is. But then the people gave her the wrong wristband, and a lot of people, like the people that work in there, were telling us, well, she can't go on this bit because she's got the wrong wristband. You have to get a black wristband. So the rules were that she had to be over 3 foot. We went to the counter to get another wristband, and they said, oh, sorry, we can't give you a wristband unless you're over 5. And we were looking, and there was kids with these black wristbands. This person at the counter must have just hated me. We had to take off our shoes, and I was wearing these horrible minking Converse with holes in. So I think he was just judging me because he's had to touch my shoes. And basically, long story short, we sneaked on. There was one particular one where you'd have to jump, like it's a free fall jump. It's about 5 or 6 foot onto like a more bouncy thing. Flossie went face first into that with me jumping off as well. That was quite funny. What wasn't quite funny is that I said to Flossie, that was really fun. You can do that again. Why don't you come and let your mum watch you? So that happened. And then Flossie misinterpreted that and said, "Mum, come on this with me." So,
Ah.
so Becky, having gave birth almost 7 weeks ago now, had to jump off a free fall with Flossie landing on top of her with a knee on her face, and she got stuck. So Becky isn't very happy with me today because, yeah, but Flossie really enjoyed it. She was red in the face, so that's a parenting high.
Good. Okay.
So yeah, how about let's go with your high for a change?
Oh, okay. So flipping it up. I like this. Keeping the audience on their feet. High and a high. All right. So let's link this into what I've done this week. And then I can kill two birds with one penis.
And what a penis. You ever want to subscribe to Daniel's OnlyFans? This is the time.
To be fair, there's someone making 50 grand a week selling farts. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I could knock that out every morning. That's fine. I'm good with that. Okay, so what have we done this week? I mean, Beck's had her parenting high, if you will. So something that she's been wanting to do for a long, long time, and she's not made any secret to me about it, is she wanted to go to a place in Wigan called Hideout. It's under the arches. Nice, really nice place.
I think we went there. Not last summer, the summer before we went. Did they do like the kind of boards, foods, platters of? Yeah, I've been. Yeah, it's quite good there.
Talk about stealing my fucking thunder. That's exactly what she wanted to do. She wanted a cheese board, or cheese and charcuterie board, or whatever it's called, charcuterie, cheese and meat. So yeah, that's what she wanted. So I arranged it through the week, and that was sort of one of her dreams fulfilled, really.
Wow.
Do you know what? It was really nice. It was midday. Me, Beck, and Georgia went. Georgia had like a little mini pizza. It was quiet. You know, it's just nicer when it's quiet and the ambience is a bit quieter.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree.
So yeah, that was good. We did that. On today, we've been on a massive dog walk down the canal. Obviously, with the weather being the way it has, we've not been doing that for a good couple of months. But today, the weather's been really nice, so we've been down the canal. That was nice. But the parenting high was midweek, actually. So I was on the playground, dropping Georgia off at school, and one of the mums approached me to be listening to the podcast and heard about our OnlyFans. No, she approached me and said, my daughter's been asking, can Georgia come to my house for tea one day, you know, if that's okay with you. So I'm like, yeah, that's fine, but you're asking the wrong parent. Like, I'm up for it, and Beck will be up for it. Please, can you coordinate with Beck? Like,
you have no authority in any decisions at all.
Not so much, partially. It's not so much the authority side. It's more Beck manages the diary. Like you've said before with what Becky does for you. Beck does the collections after school. It's going to interrupt her collecting Georgia. So it's better to get it to work for a day for her. So I just said, look, it's perfectly fine. Yes, she'd love to. Obviously, if Georgia wants to. So we asked her and she was all over it. The high came from, that's the first time. So she started school, and that was at a time when, you know, things were a bit different, but it was just beginning to change.
Yeah.
And she's gone through a lot of school in COVID times. That's all she's known through school. So for this kind of thing to happen, it's sort of one of the first occasions, really, that's happened. She got invited to a couple of parties that she's been to, but this is the first sort of meet up after school at a kid's house going for tea. And I just thought it was just really nice for her, but it's sort of a little bit scary that like you're breaking those apron strings a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Flossie didn't have any trouble with that. In fact, she's already invited lots of people to her birthday party, which isn't until August. The trouble is that she's already told all the kids what we're doing on our party, which is we're going to go to the theme park, and then her mum's gonna, her nana is gonna bake us a cake for everybody, and they're gonna go have tea at their nan's. So
if Nan's listening, consider this forewarning. You've got 7 months.
Yeah, and if Becky's listening, which I'm sure she will be at some point, she's got to find 25. I think we need to find 375 quid for people to go to Gulliver's World for the day.
George has done something similar. She's been to a few of these parties, So she's now going around class just saying, yeah, I'm going to have a birthday party and you're coming as well. We had a similar conversation with her actually last week, where she's pretty much invited all of her class to her birthday party that she's only just telling us about.
Brilliant.
What birthday party? Oh, yeah, it'll be fine. We're going to go to a place like, not a soft play, but like she went to that Ninja Warrior in Wigan.
All right.
I think we talked about it in one of our previous episodes, but
Yeah.
she wants to do something similar to that. And because a lot of the kids in her class went to that, she just thinks it's normal for that to happen. And you just invite all the kids in your class.
Yeah.
You can do that. Maybe check with me and your mum before you confirm with all the kids stuff.
Yeah, she's already rang up for a reservation.
Yeah. So I mean that's ticked off quite. We've proper put a spin on this. So that's this week what we've been up to. But parenting highs as well. What's your parenting low?
Oh well, this happened about half an hour ago. Actually, it's not so well. It is a low because I felt really bad about it as well. But it's also a parenting fail, and I thought maybe we could segue into. We're going off script today. But maybe we can segue into parenting fails and how you recover from that, because you make mistakes, don't you?
But what are them?
I know what's coming up on your parenting low this week. Stay tuned.
Go on, hit me with your parenting low. Go on.
Right, no, just to be serious a little bit. So obviously we've had a jam-packed day today. Going to this play centre, Flossie's got herself, hyper. So bedtimes become a little bit difficult, don't they? Anyway, got Flossie to bed. We read her a story. I was feeding Robin with a bottle, and then I took her into our bedroom, and Flossie had gone to bed, and Becky had tucked her in. So Robin has like the cot that she sleeps in at the minute isn't like a Moses basket or anything like that. It's like a little attachment to our bed. So I put her down just in our bed just for 5 seconds, and I quickly ran to the bathroom and poured some water. And I must have been gone about 15 seconds, if that. In that 15 seconds, Flossie had came out of the room. As I walked back into the room, Flossie was on the bed, but she jumped onto the bed. Like, as she was getting off, she jumped onto the bed, onto her bum, and that kind of bounced Robin a little bit. But because she was so close to Robin as well, I kind of panicked and then shouted, "What are you doing?" Now, for anyone that knows me, I'm a very relaxed guy, so she's never kind of like seen me shout or get upset in any way. So I think I scared her a little bit. Robin was fine. Flossie was fine. It's just that as I've seen her and I saw Robin go off the bed, I've shit myself really, because I thought, well, you think you can leave something for 10 seconds, can't you? And evidently that can't happen because Flossie sneaked into her room. So I just felt really shit afterwards because I've scared Flossie. Becky's just come running in to the room to check if everything's okay. And, I've startled her. I've definitely startled Florence. So it's just a bit of a shitter of a feeling, really.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, that definitely qualifies for a parenting low.
It absolutely is, yeah.
And the new feature of parenting fail. Well done.
Yeah, well, yeah. Maybe parenting fail is a new feature, because it most definitely was a fail. So anyway, I had to go to Florence's room and grovel and apologise and say I'm sorry. I did upset her a little bit, but it was
out of fear. I get it.
Yeah. Has that ever happened to you, or has anything similar happened to you where you've scared one person to?
No, I can't say I ever have. I'm learning from your parenting fails at this point.
Well, thank you for making me even worse. I'm not a monster.
You're in Flossie's eyes.
Oh, mate, well, yeah. No, I am. Flossie'd never heard me shout before or something like that, and I wasn't shouting at her. But Becky doesn't really shout either, so she's not come from a parenting background where people raise the voice, for example. And I was thinking about my childhood, and I used to get shouted at like at least every other day. So when I first met Becky, we were talking about our childhoods and stuff like that, and I mentioned to Becky that when I was naughty when I was younger, my mother used to drive me to the nearest children's home and say, I am going to make you live there if you say another word.
Oh,
To the times where she got me out of the car and made me walk up to the entrance where she was signing. And my mum and Becky was like, "Oh no, this is just someone, exaggerating a little bit." And I'm pretty sure she said it. And then I mentioned it to my mum, and my mum was like, "Yeah, no, we used to do that. He was a dick."
That's like the extreme, innit? Of like when your kids like playing up in a supermarket or something, and they're lying down on the floor having a tantrum. You go, right, I'm just going to leave you here, and then they very quickly get up off the floor and follow you. Your mum's actually just gone to the other end of the spectrum there and gone, I'm going to take you to a kid's home, and she's actually taken you to a kid's home.
Yeah, she did. When I put it into that context, it's not that bad, but.
Yeah. I mean, I've shouted at Georgia for doing, she's done something or dropped something or told her off, and Georgia doesn't like that. No one does, but she gets quite upset with it. She's quite a sensitive soul, really. Yeah.
I guess I find it sometimes a little bit difficult, and it's not something that ever bothers me, but like Flossie doesn't see me as an authoritative person. She sees me as Uncle Dickhead. So even if I try to lay down any rules, she's just she's just telling me to fuck off in her head.
I mean, now she's actually doing it in her room, which is great. Fuck that. Fuck him.
Another parenting fail. I can tell about another parenting fail, actually.
Go on.
So, Flossie stays at her nan's every Friday. Florence's dad take turns in picking Flossie up from her nan's. And last week, there was a particular occasion where there was a knock on the door and Flossie was expecting her dad to turn up. Just so happened that it was a delivery man dropping off a parcel or something like that. So she's come to the door and she's asked her nan, is this daddy? And he was like, no, it was just a delivery person. So just to reinforce that Florence is 4 years old, her reaction to being told that it was just a delivery person, she went, oh, bloody hell. So Becky's mum and Becky's nan detest swearing. So you come from a household where hell is a swear word.
Wow.
So luckily they don't listen to this. So.
Well, yeah, because you would never be allowed to marry Becky.
Exactly, right? Exactly.
Shit we say. Yeah.
Yeah. So Florence's nan goes, that's not a very nice word to talk about. Children shouldn't wear that. That's a very bad word. Flossie's reaction was, well, Matt says it all the time.
Thrown right under the bus.
Exactly, yeah. So I am banished from the household at the minute.
Matt tells me to go fuck myself every day.
Oh, God. Oh, dear.
Okay.
Anyway, moving on. What about your parents-in-law then?
All right. So last week, obviously, you set me a challenge at the end of the episode. And being the competitive soul that I am, I never back down from a challenge. Also, I wanted to make sure I did it just because then you didn't have an out for getting out of your forfeit.
Yeah.
You failed your challenge. So I did it. Me and Georgia practiced quite a bit. And then the law is partially me getting frustrated with Georgia and her ability to take choreography instructions from me. People who haven't listened to last week's episode, one, why the fuck not? Go listen to it now. Two, so Matt and Becky set me a challenge to reenact a dance that's popular on TikTok and do that for the Ramblings of Dadman Instagram. So I broke that dance down into segments. Taught Georgia the dance moves. We practiced it loads. So we practiced it a lot. We got the dance nailed down. We actually looked pretty good, to be fair. And then we got to the bit where we was going to record it, and Georgia decided at the end to step further back than she has done in all of the other practices that we've done, and full on kicked the lamp, which basically broke the lamp that we've had in the living room for about 5 years, which was great.
I must say, the way that you stopped the reel as well is absolutely perfect timing as well. Please go take and go watch it. It's so funny. But that's the price that you suffer for your art, I guess, isn't it?
Yeah. Now I've got to go and get a new lamp. To be fair, I've fixed the lamp shade. I suppose the parenting law is trying to teach your 6-year-old daughter choreography, getting frustrated with her, and then her actually doing said choreography and being clumsy enough that she kicks the fuck out of one of your lamps.
That's absolutely fantastic.
I suppose you could technically loosely class that as a parenting fail as well, because my competitive nature bled into that.
It just means that you've now got one on me, so
Yep.
I need to get this tens machine out the way, don't I?
Oh yeah, don't worry, that'll come in a very public place. All right, so we've got out the way parenting laws. Podmin for me this week is very easy because I have none, whereas you, my friend, have not got off with it.
It was gonna be one of us.
Well, it's going to be you, to be fair.
Yeah. Okay, so last week I talked about vitamin D and how midwives seem to be now pushing vitamin D drops. So that's right, although it is only advice for breastfeeding mothers. So it's only advice for breastfeeding mums.
So technically it was wrong.
I was right, but I was wrong. So
You're basically trying to get out of your Podmin.
I think the thought behind it, and stand back for another Podmin, is that because the babies get your vitamins from a baby, a lot of people, especially at wintertime, can be quite deficient in vitamin D. Obviously, with a bottle feed, all the vitamins would be in there anyway. It's already in formula milk, so that might be why some people never get told to do it. But it is apparently a new thing. So vitamin D, only if you're breastfeeding, you're meant to have the drops.
I'll save you a Podmin part 2 on that one. That's not a new thing.
Is it not?
I'm pretty sure that's been a thing for a while. So it's effectively like a supplemented version of all your vitamins and stuff in formula.
Yes.
So anyone bottle fed is sort of negated from that extra advice. It's been advice for breastfeeding mums for quite some time.
Okay. I'm relatively new to this parenting thing. So when I was young, my mum used to drink Guinness. So, that's what we're talking about. In fact, while she was pregnant as well.
That's actually the doctor's orders. Like, my mum used to do 2 pints of Guinness every night. And that's the theory why I'm so big. I got a lot of iron.
Well, I got that same advice. So I don't know what happened to me.
I see. You turned out looking like a leprechaun.
I said you was Arnold Schwarzenegger, I was Danny DeVito. Yeah. So swiftly moving on, although I still have another Podmin. Apparently, I did mention about colder Scandinavian countries that go out and leave the babies outside. Apparently, it is a thing in Denmark, but more known in Sweden and Finland. And what they tend to do is they wrap the babies up and leave them outside to nap. It might be that they're at home and believe it's good for them to sleep in fresh cold air, and so they'll leave them in gardens and prams and wrapped up to nap. I don't think all night. So
okay. Recommendations. Now, I'm not going to give it to you. We're going to give it to everyone because I know that you've watched the majority of this anyway. Afterlife Series 3.
I've watched it all. I assume you have as well.
Yeah. So we watched the first 4 Friday night and the last 2 last night.
Enjoy it?
You know what? I love the humour in it all the way through. I felt it was a little bit slower than some of the other series. Like, not a lot of big things happened in it. I think the ending was right, but I'm still not satisfied with the ending. It's the right thing to do, and I try not to give spoilers out at this point, but I feel like they could have ended it a different way and been even happier.
I feel so throughout the series, I had a few little titters, like in Series 3. So I think that the last episode of Series 3 was the best one out of the series in terms of, even though there was a few tittery moments, it wasn't quite up to scratch. I think there's a few characters missing. Is it Roxy, Rasheen Connerty that's in it? I think she brought a lot to the series. She's not in it this year. I just felt like the 6th episode should have been the whole series. Does that make sense? Where it was just like, little bit slow, a little bit samey, and then it came onto like this really nice episode, which actually should have been the basis of the whole series.
If you think about it, really, it is just an entire series about someone emulating the pain and grief, and they're going through different stages. You're going through anger, ultimately getting to the point of acceptance. I think the second series was probably better than this one.
Yeah, I agree.
I did read about Roshi not being in it, and there was another character that they replaced in this one, and that was due to other previous commitments, apparently.
Right, okay.
Outside of filming. The guy who plays the postman is probably one of the funniest comedic actors, I think, out there at the minute.
Yeah, Joe Wilkinson. He's brilliant.
His comedy timing is exceptional. I think he's just got it. He's on, 8 out of 10 Cats Does Countdown, and he's brilliant on that. He's cast perfectly, and I think he bounces off Ricky Gervais really well. I think Ricky Gervais has come across a bit of an arsehole on some of the episodes, or at least his character has. You feel sorry for him in the other series, whereas on this one, I think some of the things he does pushes it a little bit further. It was really good, and I do think people should definitely watch it.
It was good. I like the, I can't remember his name, but the guy that did the puppet show, he got like lots of screen time this series as well.
Yeah.
He became like, I quite liked him as a character. He became quite likable.
So he was a similar character in Derek.
Right, okay.
So I don't know if you've ever watched Derek.
I've watched a couple of episodes of Derek. I mean, I thought Derek was the Carl Pilkington show, to be honest with you. Like
Carl Pilkington definitely made that.
Yeah.
But the guy that you're talking about, he played a similar type of role in Derek. And the woman who actually played his wife.
She was also in Derek as well, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was the manager.
Yeah. My recommendation, not a comedy, though it does have Ricky Gervais's former writing partner in it. Have you heard of Four Lives?
No.
Four Lives was a BBC drama. It's only 3 episodes. It's definitely worth a watch. But it stars Stephen Merchant.
Okay.
And he plays the Grinder Killer, if you remember the Grinder Killer.
What's Grinder?
Oh dear, Daniel. Oh dear. Don't pretend you don't know.
Never installed that. I don't know. I'm a great officer. I vaguely remember the news around that. So is he playing a serious role? Is he a bit more comedic?
No, he's absolutely serious. And to be fair, he nails it. It's a very serious show. He's not comedic in it in the slightest, which is different because Stephen Merchant tends to only do comedy roles. Where
I don't know. I think I've seen him in a few different variations, and I think that shows his versatility. Like he can do comedy, he can do serious, he can do a bit of both. I rate him. He's very good.
It was it's definitely worth 3 episodes of your time, to be honest. Sheridan Smith is also in there. I'd definitely give that a go.
Okay. We watched a Disney film. I'll recommend this for Flossie's purposes and maybe Becky's purposes. The new one, Encanto.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. To be fair, didn't really know what to expect out of it, but it was really good.
Cool.
Typical Disney fashion. There's some songs in it, but it was probably one of the better ones I've seen out of Disney for a while.
That's good. That's cool. We've always had an issue with, and maybe because she's a little bit younger yet, but we've always had issue with Flossie's attention span for watching a film. So we've got around that a little bit at the minute, and actually it's only been since Christmas time. But today, for an example, I've watched approximately 43 episodes of The Octonauts, and I want to hit myself with a frying pan so hard.
Pause, fuzz, swaz, and buzz.
Yeah, not into that. But she's never been able to sit down for long enough to watch a Disney film. We bought her a Christmas present of this book, and it's a book of all the Disney films, but it's like all specific Disney films have been made into map form. So there's like the map of the little universe that they're in, and then do you remember the Where's Wally books?
Yeah.
It's almost like a simplified Where's Wally book. So where are the characters, like where they go into and stuff like that. Flossie loves maps. She likes drawing out a map, and then she likes doing orienteering. So we've bought her this book, and then we'll put a film on, but then she can follow the book whilst watching the film so she can get some engagement out of it as well. So that's kind of been working. She loves Toy Story, so she's watched all the Toy Stories using this book now. But she's also started watching some films that she probably wouldn't have watched anyway, like 101 Dalmatians, Aladdin. But last night we had a bit of a night where Robin was up throughout the night. I think Becky managed to get a couple of hours, maybe she got an hour on the couch, but then she woke up maybe about 5:30 or something like that. And we just thought, when you're having none of these no cook days. So we ordered a vegan pizza and watched Cars in bed with Flossie and Robin and Becky all in matching pajamas. So that was quite cute. So she is starting getting into films. So maybe this is one. I might tell her that Georgia watched it and really enjoyed it. Maybe that might give her some kind of like scope to listen to it.
I mean, Georgia watches all the Disney films. She could quite happily sit down, watch Frozen 1, Frozen 2, Moana, and then go into Trolls 1, Trolls 2, not budge. She loves films. I think she was right into this Encanto, sat still. I suppose that's probably a good thing for us, really. She will sit down and watch those films.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's good. I mean, for the dads who are out there, or even the mums, bit of a throwback at this point. If you've got Amazon Prime, head on over and search Men Behaving Badly.
Oh.
This is not a drill, and I've not seen it for at least 10 years. And Georgia and Beck went out doing some shopping the other day, so I just put an episode on. Before I knew it, I was on series 2. It's perfect. You couldn't get away with half the stuff that they do in today's day and age. I would imagine if me and you would have lived together, that is what it would have been like.
No, we'd have been Aid and Rick from Bottom.
Do you remember the film that they did, Guest House Paradiso?
I've never watched it. I have never watched it. Wow. Maybe I need to watch it because
it's like the TV series, but shitter. Yeah.
Maybe we need to give this a watch, actually.
You sit Becky down and watch Men Behaving Badly with her. Seasons 1 to 6 are on they did a follow-up after they finished series 6. They took a couple of years break and then they came back and they did one where Dorothy was going to be pregnant.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
It was basically the basis for this podcast. Him not knowing what to do and accepting that he's going to be a dad. How are you getting on with Vikings? Have you managed any of it? Or are you
We've got back on it this week. Where are we up to? That is a very good question. Floki's tower had been burnt. Rollo came back and unleashed a truth about Bjorn. That's where we're up to.
Okay. Have any of the children of Ragnar died yet?
No, but thanks for the spoiler.
I mean, they may do, they may not. No, there's a. I'm pretty sure at this point.
Ivor killed one of them in the last
series. That's where I'm getting to.
Yes.
So right, okay. So I'm just I'm trying to gauge where you're up to with Ivor the knobhead. So
Ivor is king now.
Yeah.
King Horik is still there. Is it King Horik? He's just killed his brother.
Okay. Yeah. Like it's like it is just brilliant. I might actually start watching Vikings again from.
I tell you what, I didn't realise. I've never watched the Hunger Games until this week, and the main guy from the Hunger Games is Bjorn, isn't he? Like the baddie. I didn't realise that.
This may come as a surprise to you, but actors do act in other films. Right?
It's true, but I'd never seen anything else before. Again, it was not like if Jennifer Lawrence was in Vikings, I'd be like, oh yeah, I've seen him before. Edge is in Vikings. I'm like, oh yeah, I've seen him wrestle. To be honest, I thought he was like Danish. Or I thought he was like a Danish actor.
A lot of these younger actors, you tend not to sort of notice them, and you get used to a particular character, like you say. And then when you go back and watch something historic, and you're like, oh, I know you. You're Bjorn.
Exactly, right?
You don't talk like that. What are you doing?
Exactly. You're not American. You're not going to die in 2 minutes because obviously Jennifer Lawrence is going to survive. Because it's 4 fucking films.
Spoiler alert. Have you got any other recommendations?
I have not. Apart from Oreos double cream. Maybe try them.
Yeah, I might do. Although I'm not vegan.
How's your meat-free Mondays been going?
That was last year.
Oh, right. Okay.
Maybe you missed that memo. We're doing meaty Mondays this week. I've done this for a long time now, but my lunch is meat-free. Still embracing, rather than 1 day a week we're doing it, 2 out of the 3 main meals are meat-free weekdays.
That's good. Yeah, that's good.
So I'm reducing it.
Well, I mean, we've been doing it. We've been vegan for 16 days now, but there's been times when I have really wanted a Toblerone so bad.
It still surprises me, like some of the things that you can't eat. Hats off to you both for being so strict about it. I would have just gone straight for the dairy milk.
It's looking at us, but there's like so many things. So like marshmallows, you can't have marshmallows as well. I love a good marshmallow, like a flump. I've got loads of them that's come through Christmas.
Fuck marshmallows. There you go. I think that's going to be the name of the episode.
Fuck marshmallows. We saw you in Ghostbusters. We know what you're like. We know you're ulterior motives.
Yeah, that has probably twisted my perception of marshmallows. Like Marshmallow Man or Stay Puff Man, whatever he's called. He proper ruined my childhood.
He scared the fuck out of me.
I mean, he was designed to be a bad guy, so he's going to do.
Yeah.
But there's nothing nice about marshmallows. I don't get it. Like chocolate, you eat it and you feel like, oh, it's melting in your mouth. It's really nice. With a marshmallow, you're just chewing on it for ages, and then you can just feel your arteries clogging up with all the just
yeah.
bad
And then, well, it's not. Yeah, you have one delicious marshmallowy flump, which is brilliant, and then you think, well, I've just had that taste of sugar. I need to now have 87 more of these until I throw up.
Yeah, I mean, marshmallows are a stepping stone to diabetes. Fuck it.
It's fine when you're 4. When you're pushing 40, like maybe I should slow down on the marshmallows. I have a marshmallow problem.
The only good thing to come out of marshmallows is the Chubby Bunny challenge.
Oh, is this something where you put as many marshmallows in your mouth?
And you've got to say the word Chubby Bunny until it doesn't make sense. I think my record was about 27.
Oh, this sounds like a challenge, Daniel.
Fuck your challenges. The last challenge got me a fucking broken lamp. Take your challenge and showing up your ass. No more challenges until you've done the tens machine.
This sounds like a challenge.
All right.
I can't have it, unfortunately, because of my dietary restrictions. But you.
Next time we see each other, I will bring a tens machine. We'll do the Chubby Bunny challenge with vegan marshmallows. I will find some somewhere just for you. And we will do Chubby Bunny whilst you're on the tens machine.
Oh my God, that's up the yeah, that's fine. That sounds quite fun. I mean, there's a chance that I'm gonna choke.
Content.
Yeah, do it. What was that? Yeah, do it for the content. Sorry, I'm genuinely just looking at them on now, and they are a fucking fortune. 11 quid.
That's the thing, though, isn't it? As soon as you make anything vegan or free range. Basically, what it means is it's smaller, probably healthier because it's not pumped from full of chemicals, but it's more expensive. Go figure. Before we sort of wrap up for today, then, but something I stumbled across, obviously, just trolling the dark corners of the internet. I wanted to know if you'd ever heard of the term lawnmower parenting.
I have not. Lawnmower parent, mate, that was something that I got as a job when I was younger. I had to do the lawn. When my parents couldn't be asked doing it. And I tell you, I mean, just to go off on a tangent as well. So they had a petrol lawnmower and then an antique push lawnmower. And they made me use the push one as well, which was rusty and fucking horrible. And I had to mow the lawn with that. But no, I have not heard of lawnmower parenting.
See, when I stumbled across it, my first thought was Lawnmower Man.
Oh, right. Yeah, okay.
Nothing to do with that. It's effectively a style of parenting where you are teeing your children up for an easy ride. And the picture that they used was the best example I could give. A parent is cutting the grass with a lawnmower, and then they've got their kid to cut the grass with a lawnmower, but they're literally following their footsteps. They're literally doing the job for them and then saying, go and do that. I mean, examples of it are like, email or arguing with teachers, your kids' teachers, about the grades that they've been given in tests to try and get them better grades.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like, if they're in a sports team, trying to put a quiet word in the coach's ear that they should be playing more, bribing colleges or whatever to get your kid a space, putting quiet words in, effectively teeing your kid up so they've got an easier ride. If that makes sense.
I was just thinking about how when we used to play rugby, and obviously your dad was the coach, but I'm pretty sure my mum never spoke to the coach about trying to get me on the team or anything like that. And then I remember that I got the most improved player in like 2003 or something like that. And I just wonder this strange coincidence that my mum was doing the coach at the time.
Whoa, hold on. Just to clarify, we had more than one coach. That wasn't my dad. Yes.
Yeah, we're not like stepbrothers or anything like that.
The whole term of lawnmower parenting, for me, when I'm reading about it, I don't like it, and I strongly disagree with it. But when I actually sit down and think about the fundamentals of it and the logic and the reasoning behind why you're doing it, you want to set your kid up for an easier ride.
So there's times that you've probably done it subconsciously, isn't there?
I wholly agree with that. Yeah, I mean, not necessarily arguing with people to get them improvements, but I think making it a fairer world for them. I mean, the world's a shit place anyway, isn't it? So I don't know. I'm torn. So I was intrigued to sort of see A, if you'd heard of it, but B, what's your thoughts and opinions on it?
I guess there's two ways of looking at lawnmower parenting. Is that you're looking from the eyes of the parent, where you're trying to make that road easier for somebody. That's what you want to do. That's your job. You're trying to be there. I guess the other side of it is that you do look in a world of rose tinted glasses as well, and you think your kids are the best things in the world. So maybe there is that little bias that comes into it. And if kid gets 8 out of 10 on the spelling test, does that deserve an A, or is there something that the teacher's done? Are you trying to find fault in the teacher rather than trying to help your child in different ways, in that, spending an extra 10, 15 minutes with them rather than blaming something else? Is that whole thing is that you try to blame everybody else, don't you, apart from reflecting on yourself? I know my parents, for example, and I know you just want your kids to have as easy a time, don't you? As like, you want to be there for them. You don't want to necessarily, not that we struggled when we grew up, but you don't want your kids to go through the same struggles that you were, would you? Like,
I get it. I agree. You want to leave the world a better place. You want to set your kids up for a better future. If you could, you'd pave the way with gold for them. So I get that, and that's the mentality I'm fully behind. That's why I'm torn.
The problem is, though, I guess that you don't realise that could be a hindrance as well. Yeah,
because you've not gone through the struggles and the hard work and effort to.
Yeah.
That's the hard part. It's like, where'd your morals come into it? At what point do you want your kid to not suffer, but work hard and learn the right mentality, learn the right work ethic of hard work gets you what you want out of your life?
For example, we could put an example into this, is that, like, just to put like some context into this, I guess. So Callum leaves school this year, doesn't he? And he wants to go into your area of expertise, your field of work, of which you used to own your own company and used to this, that, and that. So really, lawnmower and parenting, you could give him the skills, the access, the contacts to do that, and he'd probably have a really good career. However, is that the right thing to do for him? Does that make sense? Or
it does. I don't think that's lawnmower parenting, though. So the other side of that argument, I think that's enabling. So I would see that exact example that you've said of giving him the contacts, giving him the material, the resources to go and set it up himself. I wouldn't see that as lawnmower parenting. I would say that as enabling him to go and make a future for himself. Lawnmower parenting for me in that respect would be me going, setting a company up, getting it running, doing great, and then going, right, here's your business, and then letting him take all the credit for setting the business up and doing nothing for it. It's like a moral thing, isn't it? At what point where do you draw the line? I don't want to make it hard for him. I don't want to make it hard for Georgia. I want them to experience the hard work, the graft that gets you to that point, because it does feel so much better when you've done it yourself.
Yeah.
But I'm all for supporting them and doing anything I can to help them get to what they want or where they want. So if they ask me for advice on how to set a business up or how to do your accounts, how to do purchasing, or, all the bits and pieces that come with a business, I will 100% do that.
I guess it's when he starts asking for, like, well, would you do this for me? Would you help me with this meeting? Or not, so him asking for it, you saying, well, I'll do this meeting for you and I'll set up this Skype meeting and I'll kind of take the lead and talk to you about it. And then is that when it gets into Lawnmower? And I guess at what point does, not Callum, but what point does a person become entitled because of that? Does that make sense?
I was going to say, we've gone really deep and meaningful at this point.
I know we have. This is different to us. It's almost like we've had 6 beers tonight or something.
I know, fucking hitting hard. The good topics today.
I know.
It is tough. Like I said, I think for me, I draw the line at doing it for them. You've got to be tough with that, and then you're not lawnmower parenting.
Yeah.
Like making sure that they turn up to training. If we give it the rugby analogy, making sure that they turn up to training, making sure that they've got boots and all that fun stuff, and making sure they've got enough energy and they're ready to go. That for me is enablement, not speaking to the coach and knocking them off so they get most improved player.
Yeah. Thanks, Karen. Cheers. Well, on that note, thank you for what we presume is going to be a slightly longer episode. We've give you a couple of short episodes, so we've tried to be a little bit longer tonight. We have tried to be a little bit more serious as well. So if you like this kind of content, please let us know. We'll talk about some controversial topics if you want us to. Just keep engaging with us. This is why we do it. Thank you very much. We'll see you next week. Have you got any parting comments, Daniel?
Nope.
Bye.
Thanks everyone for listening. We'll see you next week.
See you later, guys.